living through being slowing people down in their progress or inhibiting businesses from earning, that there is a capacity that might be triggered or limited in particular times and circumstances, but there's always something.
Yeah.
And when I was in, survival mode, I literally had no roof over my head and had to scrounge for water and food and, electricity and telecoms. And, there's always something. So I had a working vehicle and I could go get water for my community. And they in turn could help me keep the vehicle working and, share food supplies and things. And so there's always something we can do, even when we think that we're at the limit of our capacity. What do you think about that?
No, I totally agree. Over the years, I've given a lot of talks to people in transition, much like you work with people in transition. And the number one thing I tell people with respect to networking is find ways to help other people. That's the number one thing. Not how to get a job, but help other people. And I had somebody challenge me once and basically, raised their hand, stood up, and made a big deal out of, listen, I have been unemployed for 8 months. I'm at the very end of savings. I have nothing. I have nothing to give. And my response or my retort to that was, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about encouragement. I'm talking about introducing other people. And one of the things I'll challenge people in those talks is, I'll ask people, have you ever been in that interview? You've been in that interview where it's not for you, right? You just know the job's not for you. You don't qualify. You're not really going to want to be there. Most people's inclination will be to do one of two things. Just say, hey, it's not for me, and they'll be done with it, or they'll fake it. I'll get some practice out of this. And what I've challenged people to do is say, do a third thing. Turn to the interviewer and say, listen, this isn't really for me, but I know other people in transition. I know lots of people. Let's talk about this position, and let's talk about maybe I could refer you some people and help you fill the job. And just think about what they're going to think about you. You may not come through for them. It may not work out, but the very fact that in that moment you're trying to help them, they're going to remember you. They're going to do something for you. I don't know what. It may not be the thing you absolutely need, but they'll do something for you. And again, so it's all about this giving and just trying to find ways to help one another.
Well, I can't think of anyone who exemplifies that more. And, I know you've had to make some adjustments in terms of your networking and the business and all of that. What about that in terms of our current climate, which has sent everyone into the Zoom room? What are you giving people as your wisdom for how to navigate through the current times where our ability to convene and be together personally has been greatly reduced?
It's interesting. I was very nervous going into it, but what I have found is that we've developed a pretty good sense of trust, a pretty good sense of knowing, liking, and trusting, not being in the same room. You and I have never met, right?
That's true.
We've never met. And evidence of that is she has me on this call. If we had met, she'd never have anything to do with me. No.
You're great. That's not true, everybody.
But I mean, stop and think about it. If we're texting, it's like, okay, that's all seems very terse. Email, a little more personal, but still a phone call. Yeah, phone calls are okay. You get a better sense. We can laugh, get a better sense about somebody. But you and I have seen each other over Zoom. We've had several calls over Zoom and gotten to know one another over those calls. And I will guarantee you that when we meet, and we'll meet one day, it will be as if we've known each other forever. Maybe you're a little taller than I think, or I'm a little taller or older or whatever. But it's the relationship will already be there, and so, I tell people, do as much as you can on Zoom. It really, I look at it this way. It's really a wonderful opportunity. Look at it as a wonderful opportunity. Even in my own business, I had a franchisee call me and he said, you know what the best thing that's happened to you? I'm like, what? COVID. I'm like, oh, what do you mean COVID? And he went through and he told me, he says, it's just, it's really kind of opened up people's eyes to how to use this. You're on all these calls all the time, whereas people before didn't necessarily have the time. I mean, there was literally one time where I started the morning. I live in Columbus, Ohio, which is 2.5 hours south of Cleveland. But I was on a call in Cleveland at 8 o'clock. At 10 a.m. Eastern time, I was in Phoenix, Arizona, which was 7 a.m. their time. And then I'm in Pittsburgh at lunch, back to Columbus at 3 o'clock, and then out to Boston for a 6 o'clock call, all in the same day. Making great connections with lots of people, and just really felt like I got an opportunity to meet people. It's you just need it's an opportunity. I just tell people, look at it as an opportunity.
Have you noticed this Zoom fatigue that people are writing about? We're seeing that in the media. Have you experienced any of that?
Yeah. I mean, I think there is to a degree, but I think we're all just tired and we're all stressed is really what it is. There's just kind of an underlying stress because we don't know when. If you told me this is going to end a year from now, I could plan, I could just adjust, I'll gut it out, right?
Sure.
It's kind of like you in the hurricane, right? You knew it wasn't going to last forever. It probably seemed like forever, but but you could gut it out. But we don't know. We could be 3 years from now and still kind of be in this state. Hopefully not. And I think that's just kind of a source of stress. A lot of people are working. There are people who are working a lot more, which is stressful. There are people working a lot less, which is stressful. And everybody doesn't know how things are going to turn out. So that's all stress. And that's just kind of, I think it's not so much being on Zoom. It's just kind of the overall stress of things. That's my sense of it.
So what's your advice to people? What would be your one giveaway that's something that they could do in the next, let's say, 24 hours?
Volunteer. Find something you're passionate about and volunteer. Get involved outside of who you are. Something that makes you feel good about yourself, because that really energizes you. I saw an Adam Grant quote last week. He's an author. When you're essentially what he said is when you're kind of feeling despair, when you're feeling helpless, turn to helpfulness, because that will lift you out of it. And I think volunteering is a great way to do that. And again, it gets back to, what you wrote about in The Resilient Leader. Engage that neocortex. Do something, and that'll kind of pull you through.
Well, I can't agree more, right? And I do write about that in my book, that being of service is really the best way to get your own needs met. And most of us have a very hard time, just like walking into a room, we have a hard time asking for what we need. I need X, I need water, I need food, I need clients, So, give us a takeaway, if you would, for those people who, just have a hard time asking for what they need.
Well, you need to get over it. I need to get over it. Who am I talking about? I need to do a better job of that. And I owe it to my network to do a better job, because if I ask more and I get more, I can serve my network better. And that's, I need to make a point of it. And it's, new resolutions, that's mine. It's just try to ask more and be better at asking. Even just small things. Start with something small. I mean, you don't need to ask for, the 6 digits to the winning lottery number or anything like that, anything monumental. Just well, but when people think ask, they think of the biggest thing. And it's just, I was on a call a week ago. I said, I want to get on some podcasts. Okay, that's an easy ask. I know people. I can help you with that. I can't get you a client that's going to pay $25,000, but I can introduce you to some people who have podcasts. I think that's easy. So start small.
Well, I think that's it's hard to imagine that it's hard for you because you do it so well. But for most of us, it's an effort as opposed to something that comes naturally. And whether it's an effort or not, you make it look effortless. And maybe that's part of the hurdle of what we get to in starting to build real relationships. But don't you? I mean, I believe that you exert and express a genuine interest in other people as opposed to a transactional interest. And I think that's got to be part of the secret to your success in engaging with people.
Yeah, I don't try and figure out where things are going. That's the difference. I just help people and just trust that somehow or another it's going to make its way back. I think far too often people try to calculate, okay, what's this going to do? And you can't. You absolutely can't figure it out. So don't even try. Just help people. People need help, big and small. Just help people, and it'll work itself out.
Well, amen to those wise words. And Frank, tell us how we can find you and what you're looking for.
Well,
how can we help you?
Oh, there we go. The best way to get a hold of me, I have a website, frankagin.com, FRANKAGIN.com. And that has links to all my books. It has links to my podcasts. It has links to LinkedIn, Facebook, my email's on there. However you want to try and contact me, that's the best way to do it through. As far as trying to help me, I continue to try and expand my business, AmSpirit Business Connections, which is essentially a for-profit membership-based organization that helps small business people. And I'm looking for franchisees and organizers to assist in this process around the country. Now, it's hard to kind of pinpoint whether somebody's a good franchisee or a good person for this. Really for me, the ability to talk to successful and engaging entrepreneurs or professionals is great, because I learn about them, I listen to them, see how I can help them, I share about me, and then they always introduce me to somebody else. And in time, I find the right people. So that's certainly one thing. Having the opportunity to be on podcasts and radio shows, different types of programs like that are really great, because it just kind of helps me get the message out there. And it all works in the end.
Well, I am so grateful that you were here getting the message out, and I can't think of a better message or a better guest. Everybody, let's join me in thanking Frank Agin, and please check out his website at frankagin.com, and let's see what Frank is all about, because he's the genuine deal. He's here to help, and if there's anything he can do, I know that he will make the effort, and he'll help others to be able to figure out how to do that so effectively themselves. Frank, thank you so much for being with us today, and have a fantastic week, everybody. Thanks again.